I'm out here working on these bumpers, attempting to get my car painted, and I find that there's more damage underneath the paint than I realized initially. So today I'm going to come up with a simple way to fix this. So my front bumper had some minor issues as well, which I attempted to fix with this soldering iron and a typical PVC zip tie. I used this method to fill up these license plate holes that were from the factory, which I do no longer need. Now that went well enough, however, it was time consuming and I still really just couldn't get it hot enough to not melt through everything. So I come up with a new idea. So now that all the prep work is done, it's time to move on to what I call the paintbrush method. Simply enough, you heat up the zip tie with your propane torch. The end of this will get to a liquid hot and it'll start to sizzle. At that point, you quickly move it over to your bumper cover and you can apply it just like you would with a paintbrush. Let me show you. Now here's how it looks after you got it all melted in there, and you can see the stuff sticks on there really well. So now we can come back and hit this with a DA with some 80 grit. Now here's how it looks after going over it with the DA. Smooth it out really well. As much as it did up here on that spot that groove that I filled earlier. Now that isn't even enough to get it moving along, so now we have to put some body filler over it, but for rubber bumper covers. Well, it looks like this filler has hardened properly. Now we can come back over and hit it with the DA. So here's the bumper cover after all the sanding is done. You can see it come out really well. And I just have this little low spot here and here. And that's just going to require a little bit of some glazing putty, which will just go right on the surface, followed by some primer. Now that wraps this thing up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.